I call the honourable member Ian Lees-Galloway.
Thank you very much, Mr Chairman, and it's a pleasure to follow Sam Lotoa-Inga, whose contribution this evening, full of weasel words and full of fluff and nonsense, to be honest, sounded to me like a member who knows how out of touch he is with his electorate on this issue. As a man who's desperately trying to perhaps, I don't know, it's not quite dog whistling, but trying to send the message to his electorate that he doesn't toe the party line on this position, on this bill, but of course he's been whipped. He's been whipped, and he would like the people of Mangakirikir to believe, he would like the people of Mangakirikir to believe that that somehow or another Sam Lotoa-Inga is on their side, and that he might be lobbying the government for the regulations, the soft regulations that he referred to, that might be the way to get the changes that they really want through, because he isn't supporting what the people of Mangakirikir want to see happen with this legislation. And I say to Sam Lotoa-Inga that he should turn back at his party and say, allow me to use my conscience, National Party, allow me to vote the way I want to, allow me to vote the way the people of Mangakirikir want me to, because the Labour Party's giving their members the chance to do that. The Labour Party is saying gambling is a conscience issue, and so the Labour Party will have members express a range of views on the supplementary order papers that have been offered up, but it sure won't happen from the National Party. Because, Mr Chairman, what's really happened here is that we've seen how the National Party views democracy. They certainly don't want to give their own members the democratic right to express their views on this bill, and they certainly didn't want to give their coalition partner, Te Ururoa Flavel, his democratic right to pass the legislation that he wanted to pass. And Te Ururoa Flavel's looking at me, he's glaring at me as though he doesn't know what I mean. And I say to Te Ururoa Flavel, if you're glaring at me, if that member is glaring at me wondering what I mean the fact that everything after clause 4 in the original bill that member took to Select Committee has been crossed out by the National Party, and it's all been changed to something which does the complete opposite of what that member originally intended. And that's the way the National Party views democracy. That's their view on democracy, is to cross out anything they don't agree with, and like the Borg, just expect all their members to toe the party line on a piece of legislation that now increases the harm caused by gambling to Ururoa Flavel. That member knows it, the member in the chair knows it, that as a result of what the National Party has done to his bill, it now increases the harm caused by gambling. And I don't understand why that member hasn't withdrawn this bill from the order paper, because it now does the exact opposite of what he originally intended. And as other members have said, a lot of us who voted for the bill to go to Select Committee wanted to see some changes, but we did not expect to see the National Party change it to the extent that they have, sir. So just referring to some of the supplementary order papers, I hope that members will support my supplementary order paper, which I think is the balanced approach to keeping... And look, Trevor Mallard disagrees with me, and on this side of the House, we're allowed to do that. It's called democracy, Sam Lotoa-Inga. You might want to try it sometime. But I hope that some members will support this, because this is the balanced approach to keeping funds within the region from which they were raised. Coming back to my hometown, I'm sure there's plenty of people from Ian McKelvey's electorate who come into Palmerston North, do their gambling there, and then go back home. It would be wrong for those people not to be able to access the funds from that gambling if it was distributed out to community organisations, say in Fielding or Martin, Ashurst or up in Taihape. And so what my bill does is it allows those funds to be distributed not just in the territorial authority area in which they were raised, but to the wider region, because there is no doubt that people from the wider region will be moving around and doing their gambling in different parts of that region, and it's only right they should be distributed in that way, sir.
I call the honourable member Mary Ann Street.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I rise